Alright, so what's up, y'all? Today we're heading into Maricopa. This is our very first time out here in Maricopa, so we are going to check it out, see what it's all about. So right now we're heading south on 347. And this is the very first section where you start seeing civilization. Riding into it is probably about a 15-20 minute drive where it's just pretty much desert. Once you exit the highway off of I-10. But as you can see, they got like RVs. What else we got here? Long John Silver's, KFC, O'Reilly's. Just a lot of fast food places. Some more fast food right here, McDonald's. What else we got? Daycare right there. QT's gas station right there. They got Culver's right there. Culver's pretty good. They got good burgers. You know, if you ask me, for kind of like a fast food joint, burgers are really good. And then you can see right there on the left, a lot of like open land. So they still got a lot of room to grow. And a lot of this stuff looks newer. So, you know, I think they've came a long ways from what I've heard. And they definitely got the land to expand, it looks like, to keep growing. So we're pulling into our first community here. We plugged this into the GPS before we left home, as we specifically wanted to check out this, I think it's called a master plan community. We had seen some houses online. The cheapest house was $225 for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. And that's the base price before you add, you know, the stuff you add in, like the granite countertops and special floors and all that stuff, and upgrade your carpet. But if you just do a base, it's about $225, which is not bad, because you won't find that anywhere in the valley. You won't find anything for $225. Not unless it's in a beat up area. So over here, it's definitely doesn't look beat up, because this is all new homes here. This is, you know, a fresh community. And I looked up the rental rates for Maricopa as a whole, and it looks like the rental price average, from what I'm seeing, is probably about $1,400 a month, and that's for about a 2,000 square foot house. I didn't see any apartments while we were out here on our little trip, but I mean, that's not bad if you ask me. $1,400 for a 2,000 square foot house, that's not bad at all. Because you're gonna pay that for a condo in Phoenix. So I mean, you know, if you're willing to drive, if your job is in the city and you're okay with the commute, then that's not a bad deal. Or if you can land a job in Maricopa, I think you'll be straight. So right here we are off to another community. Let's make a little right turn here. Nice palm trees. So far so good. Looks pretty well kept. Everything we've seen so far looks, you know, pretty good. Nice little water feature right there, a little lake. Maybe a focal point to the community here. And water is always good, because you know this is the desert here, so when you can have water around you, it's a plus, if you ask me. So these houses here look like a little bit of a step up from the last community we drove through. These houses as a whole probably a little bit bigger. The rent over here is probably going to be a little bit higher. One thing I want to point out, when we're in the desert, so the more trees you have, it definitely helps during the summertime. So that's the thing with a lot of these newer communities is, you know, they build the houses and then they plant these little small trees and the trees will take, they may take 15, 20 years before those trees get a decent size. So it looks like you definitely get that with this area over here. The trees are a little, a little bigger than the last community. So I actually really like this neighborhood. It's not too bad. It's definitely a little more the same. A lot of, and this is what you'll see a typical house out here in the valley. It's pretty much a standard stucco home. Anywhere from 1,400 square feet all the way up to 3,000. These ones here, like I said, they're a little bit bigger. These are probably in the, I'd say 2,600 square feet and up range. Definitely a hot one right now. We're in May, end of May right now. Temperature today 111 degrees. I was fortunate that I didn't have to go outside today. Last year I was probably outside delivering packages in this. It's pretty rough, but I'm still here today to do this video, so it didn't put me out. Kind of get through it. But 111 today. We stepped outside for a little bit, about 6:30 p.m. Kind of see how it felt. Kind of sat outside, and it was definitely hot outside. But like I've said in my other videos, the evenings aren't too bad. They're very manageable. But when it is 111 degrees and it's about 2-3 p.m., definitely hot. You can't really just be standing outside in a direct sunlight. But you'll still see people out there doing it, and I salute all the people that have to work, people that do construction out here, that are working out in the heat, because it is pretty hot in the summer. But one thing that helps the heat is seeing water. So right there you will see that water feature that we drove by earlier, and it's nice to look at stuff like that. So we're leaving that community. I thought this little area over here was actually pretty nice, and I would actually, I would stay over here for sure. The one thing that just gets me is just being so far out of the city. So I guess it kind of just depends on where your job is at. I mean, if you had a job out in Maricopa, then you're straight, because it's not going to take you no time to get to work. But if you work out in Phoenix or Mesa, Glendale, anywhere outside in the major, the Phoenix metro, it's going to be easily a 45-minute drive, depending on where you got to go. If you only got to go to, Chandler or Gilbert, something like that, it might not be too bad, but you're still looking at a half an hour to cut across. If you got to work in Glendale or Phoenix, and there's only one main road that takes you back to the city, so I could imagine that probably gets really backed up trying to hop on the I-10 to head north up into the Phoenix metro area. So I mean, who knows? I haven't done it, but I would imagine that backs up all the time during the week, during rush hour. So we plugged this park into the GPS. We had seen the little blue spot on the Google Maps indicating that there's some sort of body of water, so we figured we'd come and check it out. You can see here there are people fishing, which is always a good sign. That means there must be fish in the water. As you can see over here, up ahead, there is some playground areas for the kiddos. And this part right here looks like it was closed down. It's probably closed because of COVID-19. I'm not sure about that. But you know, nice thing right there is there are some baseball fields. So if you like playing baseball, there you go.
Today I went crazy. So today, guys, we went to Maricopa, which is in one area, building communities. So, I mean, it seems like something that's definitely going to be growing over the next 5 to 10 years. I think people will probably move out here just because you can get more house for your money. So it really depends. It really depends if you want to, you know, will you sacrifice commute to get a more affordable house, to get more square footage, but sacrifice, you know, possibly driving 2 hours a day total or even more just to commute. So, you know, we'll see.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, a lot of stuff can move toward working from home, and then it really wouldn't matter for some people. So.
For some people, yeah. Well, I mean, it would be the thing if you buy a house now here, or I don't know, maybe the market goes down somewhere. But if you buy a house in this current state of how much built up it is now, and if they keep building, your property values are going to go up.
Yeah.
As more people move over here. Mm-hmm. So it's right now it's kind of at the, I don't want to say it's at the bottom because the bottom was probably in 2012.
Yeah.
So I mean 2012 you probably could buy a house here for under 100,000.
Yeah.
Where now everything's in the 200,000 range.
I mean, which is, I mean, for how much? Because I saw a house 225. It was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, like over 1,700 square feet. But if you look at that in areas in the city, I mean, it's almost double that, depending on where you're looking. So, and then right now, it just seems like you're not really finding anything under 200,000 in a decent area anyway. Anything under $200,000 for like a house or even a townhome. So, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, $225 for a 4-bedroom out here, like that's not, and it's a new build, and you're picking all your stuff, you know, like it's kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, this sounds like a really good deal.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more affordable places out here, I think, over here. Yeah. And it, for as affordable it is, it doesn't really seem like that bad.
Yeah,
it's not too bad. I don't think.
Bad.
I think it's okay.
I just think it's preference, like. It all comes back to preference. It all comes back to commute times, preference, and, you know, is it really worth you moving this far out for, you know, to save money and to get a bigger house for your money? So, you know, just depends. Everybody's situation is different.
And I think over time too, they'll build it to a point where everybody they have everything they need here.
Yeah.
You know, just more of an attraction.
Mm-hmm.
But they got the casino, so that's
the
casino's pretty close to here.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, not everybody does that. But I think they'll build it up.
Yeah, we'll see how it is in a few years. You might be surprised. I know we might be like, dang it, we should have bought something down here. Always seeing with that investor mind.
You gotta see what the market does.
Yeah.